And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions and buying, selling, or investing. Of course, we'd love to talk to you, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate business. So Intelligent Talk Radio, we've got some intelligent folks here in studio. We're going to go through our lineup here now. We got Doug Levi back in studio, Strategic Insurance. Welcome in, sir.
Yes, sir. Always good to be here.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful sunny day here in Tampa Bay. A little chilly, but it's good. I like it.
Enjoying the break in the weather?
That's it. I do. I like it.
Me too.
Excited
finally
to talk.
wear our suits, right?
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely, man.
Here.
Break out my one sweater that I have. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. We got Darrell Walker in the house too, Legal Shield associate, also with H.L. Allen. Welcome in.
Hey, thank you for having me today. I really appreciate being here.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for your service as well. Military, police. You were in the police department as well, you mentioned.
Yeah, I did my tour and up duty in both city and country.
Nice.
And retired from both, and I'm just doing my own thing now with Legal Shield.
Awesome.
And it's a great adventure.
Yeah, Legal Shield. A lot of people don't realize what's going on out there.
No, they don't.
We were talking about before the show until it happens to them, right?
Right. Exactly.
That's right. So we're going to dive deeper into that identity theft prevention, all the different ways that Legal Shield can help you as well. Those things that you don't see coming up and the documents that you actually need. A lot of times, there's documents that you need in your life that, Legal Shield can help you with that as well. And this segment is brought to you by Taps Restaurant. The official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Taps Restaurant over at the International Plaza Mall right here in Tampa. Taps Restaurant, Bar and Lounge. Excellent food, very friendly staff, and just an awesome ambiance there at the restaurant. Taps Restaurant, International Plaza on Bay Street. They've got daily happy hours, lots of cool stuff going on. And save the date if you're a business owner out there, networker, salesman or woman. Get over and check us out on Wednesday, March 25th. We're going to have Tampa Bay's largest speed networking event coming up in March on a Wednesday. It's going to be an evening event, 6 to 8 p.m. over at Taps Restaurant, International Plaza Mall. Wednesday, March 25th. Come over and hang out over at Taps Restaurant. We're going to have a DJ there. It's going to be a great time. And it's one of the cool events where you can actually meet everyone there. So it's a speed networking opportunity, compliments of the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. That's our goal, is to help you as your consumer advocate, also in the business networking space as well. Got a couple of hot listings here. 2677 Pine Ridge Way in Palm Harbor. This is a gorgeous opportunity. Pine Ridge Way, Palm Harbor. It's unit number D3, but it's a gorgeous property. Check out the professional photography, compliments of Fabre Frameworks. But we've got a third floor unit here in Palm Harbor. Beautiful views from that third floor, and it's an updated unit. Great opportunity to purchase here in Tampa Bay. We have a property at 2689 Sable Springs. This one's unit number 105 in Clearwater. Now, this property is also a condo. It's a ground floor unit. And new AC, recent upgrades as well. So beautiful property, great opportunity to own real estate right here in one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire United States of America. That is Tampa Bay, Clearwater, St. Pete, Palm Harbor, Tampa. Hot real estate market here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And you can check out all of our properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. You can see all of our listings there at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. And later in the show as well, we got a cool story every day. We're going to tell you something good in our feel-good story of the day. Tell me something good segment. Chick-fil-A employees rescue a family from a storm. So find out about that coming up later in the show. So we got Doug Levi in the house, Strategic Insurance. I love Doug, when you come in, you bring new information, you bring updates, and also ways that people can maybe earn a little extra income as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And today we're going to talk, thanks, Brandon. Always good to be here. We're going to talk insurancesidehustling.com is a website and idea that I created about 6-8 months ago. I'm really excited. We've been getting some really positive feedback and press. We actually just had an article released today on the Newswire about us, calling us game changing. And really what we're doing is we're helping people get into the home and auto insurance market, doing it remotely, doing it part-time from home. And, we love to say you can be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And then you've got access. Our team helps provide all the support, the training, the service. We show you how to get licensed. We show you how to create a marketing action plan and how to start networking and getting business and tapping such a huge market. I mean, the insurance industry, it's a $1 trillion industry. I mean, you think about between home and auto insurance in the United States alone, how big it is. And so we're just really passionate about helping grow and develop people and show them great leadership principles. And in fact, before I came in here today, got an email, one of our guys who's been in licensing named Kevin. So shout out to Kevin, 65 years old, kind of a second career, retired, just passed his license, coming on board.
Nice.
And so shout out to Kevin there. So we're really excited with it, having a lot of fun and helping a lot of people. So excited about that.
Very cool. Yeah, it's such a great economy that we have too. It's a great time to, think about ways that you can make extra income, additional income. Some costs have gone up and, inflation's still there. People's jobs maybe been cut. Wages have been cut. We saw Amazon in the news. Bezos cut a lot of people's, to part-time. I guess the billionaire needed to save a little bit of money. I'm not sure how that plays out.
Coming due or
yeah, exactly. And they pay zero taxes, these huge companies. But what a great idea for someone that's out there. They're saying, hey, I'm a school teacher. I'm a whatever the insert category here could work for anyone, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've seen so far when we rolled this model out, like I said, sometime late last year, we've seen teachers, we've seen nurses, we've seen gym owners, we've seen interests from people as young as 19 and as old as 71 and everywhere in between. We've had so far about 20 people have actually come through and are at some level in the program.
Nice.
And I mean, you're just, again, what I love and I'm passionate about is we're helping people with a need. Yeah. Everyone out there has auto, and a lot of people have homeowners insurance, and you see you're tapping into something that people actually need and are already budgeting for. And then we've got all the markets and the systems in place to really just help them become successful. And, if you even write a few policies a month, you're going to make an extra $400 or $500 in income a month.
Wow.
It can be a big difference for someone out there,
Big time.
And if our numbers work, if you help about 10 families a month with their home and 2 cars, you'll do about $41,000 your first year. And then the magic really comes on our industry when that person renews or your client would renew the following year, you'd get paid on it again. So you start to build a renewal book of business. Yeah. We're seeing a lot of interest from people too that are maybe fed up with corporate America. Maybe they've gotten laid off, or maybe they've hit a cap where they can't go any further.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity to just kind of flex some entrepreneurial wishes or desires that you may have, but with a very proven industry, a proven product, a structure and system, and to help people succeed. So
yeah. I like that. If you just joined us, by the way, we're talking with Doug Levi here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Strategic Insurance, and his URL is insurancesideHustling.com. So that's a cool name as well, Side Hustling. I like that idea. And it's something where people can utilize their social media. Absolutely. They can grow their celebrity through social media, through networking, getting out and meeting people, working their database, working their friends and family list, people that they've done business with maybe another business line. Yeah, and that's a way that they can grow.
And again, we probably have a lot of cross current of thoughts with things you do. I know is you're building your real estate team and helping people get started, but it's definitely, you're right. I mean, with the technology that's out there, you can get started with very low cost, and even getting your licensing, which is through the state, is less than about $200. And we have a reimbursement program even for that. Nice. To help people once they've passed that actually get reimbursed for it. So it's a great way to really, again, not have to spend a lot of money out of pocket, get and tap into an industry that you're helping people with a need, something that they need and they're already budgeting for. And like you said, leveraging social media, we show people how to do that. We teach you how to get involved in networking events if you want to do that. We go through, when everyone comes on board, we go through a map. We call it our marketing action plan. And we spend about an hour and a half to 2 hours with someone, and we go through a full detailed plan to really help them succeed. And then every week, we do weekly Zoom calls. So we do Zoom, which is like some people may know, is like a video conferencing, similar like a GoToMeeting. So we've got people from all over. We've got a guy in Pennsylvania right now and different states that can plug in right here to what we're doing in our systems. And so super excited to just see where it goes, and hope I add a lot of value to people. So,
Yeah, that's
excited
awesome.
about it.
So if you have a need either, personally for property casualty insurance, and we'll talk about the different types of insurance. You cover more than just, P&C. That's the most popular, I think. Or maybe, someone that you know of that may be interested in the side hustle gig with Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. Just give us a call on our hotline. We're at 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372. And you can save that hotline number in your phone. Yeah, at some point you may need it. I always just say, we get calls all the time, different scenarios. Had a bunch of calls this past week. Someone had bought a property with a friend. They wanted to get their equity out. All these different scenarios that play out. So we really appreciate you, calling in. People calling in to list their property. Hey, I'd love to, list my property. I know you feature real estate properties on your show, and people call for all types of different reasons. So that's the reason why we started this show almost 7 years ago now, where we've really just grown it, doubled down, invested in growing the business and the show side, and bringing in great partners like Doug and his team.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. Again, it's always great to be here, believe in what you're doing, and us being an advocate for the community. And when we rolled out the insurance side hustling, it's just one more thing that really help people earn some additional income. And if they want to grow it big, they can do that. If they want to just earn a little bit of income on the side, they certainly can do that. So we're really excited about where it's going to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Same thing with real estate. People can do real estate part-time.
Yeah,
everybody's got
absolutely.
a sphere of influence. That sphere.
The article we were featured in, you hear these terms of, side hustle. You hear a lot about called the gig economy. I don't know if you've heard, that's kind of a newer one, the gig economy, where, it's not uncommon. You may be doing something by day and you're doing Uber at night, or you're doing some other thing. And so this is just one other area in the marketplace where you can, you can do it from home. You can do it remote. You can feel good about it in the sense that most people out there understand, at least, people need insurance, right? We get that. This isn't some, latest lotion, potion product we're trying to teach people and say, hey, this is going to.
Some berry from the Amazon
some berry
or something.
From the Amazon that's going to
try this berry,
put hair where you want it to grow and stop hair where you want it to stop, right? So we really just feel good that it's really adding a lot of value to the community and to the people that are embracing it. And we do a lot of leadership development. We talk a lot about how to grow just professionally and personally, and just really passionate about helping people. That's really what, again, I know your heart is too. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about helping people and adding value to them.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, stay with us right here, Consumer Quarterback Show. More from Doug Levi here in studio, Strategic Insurance. We've got Darrell Walker as well in studio, Legal Shield Associate, Legal Shield as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Coming up as well, our feel-good story of the day, a Chick-fil-A employees rescue family from storm. Find out about that and more from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember it. Ask me about
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Backles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to...
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
You're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, a published author and a professional speaker as well. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. Real excited about that and the growth of the Business Growth Celebrity Academy as well, a company that we launched with Ken Shamrock, UFC Hall of Famer and WWF wrestling legend, is our business partner on that company as well. Real excited about that. Looking to potentially get on Shark Tank with that business. So we're kind of taking those routes and looking at that. So we'll see what happens there. But the life of an entrepreneur, you never know which road, which way it's going to go. But we're real excited about that. A couple of hot properties. As you know, I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team. Keller Williams Realty. 4207 South Del Mabry is a nice property. This is a great opportunity right in South Tampa. 3 bedrooms. You got plenty of room. 2-bath property. Where can you get 3 bedrooms, 2-bath for just an awesome price here in the mid 100s? You got a great opportunity at 4207 South Del Mabry Highway, unit number 1203. So it's a second floor property. 4207 South Del Mabry. All right, here's one of my favorite listings. Last week, I took this property at 4214 Peaceful Lane, Land O'Lakes. Okay, Peaceful Lane. Attention, builders, developers. This is an opportunity. 8 home sites. You got 5 waterfront lots on Bell Lake, which is a 90-acre ski lake, and the owner's motivated here at 4214 Peaceful Lane in Land O'Lakes. So attention, all builders and developers. It's priced right at $1 million, so it's a great opportunity to purchase a large parcel of land and build right here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPteam.com. All right, so we're back here in studio. Our goal is to help you win as your consumer advocate. So as we do, we bring on local and national celebrities. We bring on local businessmen and women here. So we got Darrell Walker in the house, Legal Shield Associate.
How you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing
Fantastic, man. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. And what's our message then to our listeners out there? I know there's a lot of ways we can go with this.
Yes, there is. There's like a 360-degree platform that you can operate using what we offer. Our services has been around for almost 50 years. And one of the best things I like to tell people is that we're in all 50 states. And now we're on all territories and provinces of Canada. Nice. We used to be in 5. But now, as of October the 1st, we're in all provinces and territories of Canada. Very cool. Our company is growing. It's growing, I guess I can say, to the point where we're trying to be global, you know. If that's the right thing that I can say, which I might be pushing it a little bit. But what inspired me to work in Legal Shield and become a Legal Shield member is for 20 years, I was a police officer. Yeah. I retired as a police detective. So one of the things that I found is that every time you turn around, there is no prediction of when something will happen to you.
Right.
But the thing that I found is that most people aren't prepared for what's, behind the closed door.
Right.
And, you just can hardly ever predict. You know, if we could predict our future, everybody they'll be rich.
Yeah.
Right. Or they would be able to address situations that come up before they could even handle them.
Right.
So, but we don't have that crystal ball. So one of the things that inspired me about working for this company is helping people while making a difference. And during making that difference, I also found a way to become an entrepreneur. You know, like I said, I came from law enforcement and before that, military. So I'm used to a servant attitude. But now I'm in the position to help other people find a relief. And that relief is financial services, any kind of legal services, any kind of services where it comes to protecting your identity, which we all know identity theft is the #1 crime we have today. And a lot of people say, wow, that's impressive. Why? Because most people think murder, kidnapping, all of this other stuff is the #1 crime we have today. But that's not true. You know, identity theft is pandemic. It used to be systemic, now it's pandemic. And how do we combat that? Well, it's good to be in front of the curve than behind the curve.
Right.
So when you have an opportunity to have our services, which is Legal Shield and legal identity theft protection, which is encompassing under Legal Shield, it gives you a sense of, I guess, that warm and fuzzy feeling that you're being protected. You know, and it's helped my family save thousands and thousands of dollars, especially when you don't know what you're going to get from an attorney. But through our company, all our lawyers are vetted. You know, we go from the trivial to the traumatic. And these things have also given me an insight on everything else. You know, Mr. Levi talked earlier about residential properties and what his company is doing. Well, who quarterbacks those things when it doesn't happen the way you predicted it to happen, or the way it should have went? You know, everybody say, well, I've never used attorneys. Okay, that's true. Most people don't use attorneys, but we found that smart people use legal advice. They seek out legal advice. Most millionaires, they don't sign their children's report cards without having their attorney look at it. You see what I'm saying? So it's from the trivial to the traumatic. And I just found this company to be a great asset to my family. And we push this out to where it can be an asset for everybody's family, because we cover so many businesses, so many companies, so many police, firefighters, you know, doctors, lawyers, whatever the case may be. If you breathe, we can cover you. And that's the best thing I love about this company.
Yeah, I like about it. So I want to jump into it. So we're talking with Darrell Walker here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, Legal Shield associate here in the Tampa Bay area. So identity theft. Let's talk about it for a minute.
Oh,
like,
wow.
give me some specifics. Do you have a story where you've helped someone, a specific example of, this person had this happen, we were able to come in and help them? Or
well, I can share something with you that's pretty near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Actually, when I used to, I actually lived in Georgia, and I had a situation where a young lady called me and she said, hey, look, I really need this service, the identity theft protection. Yeah. She said she went to apply for a passport because she was taking a cruise.
Yep.
And what she did is she sent off all the information for her passport. So when she didn't get a response, a timely response on her passport, she called the state of Florida. And the state of Florida said, well, I'm sorry to inform you, but we can't issue your passport. You have a warrant for your arrest. And she said, what are you talking about? I've never been to Florida. How do I have a warrant for my arrest? Well, we can't give you that information. So they say the best thing for you to do is to contact the law enforcement side of the house. And basically, when she did that, they informed her to get an attorney. Wow. So long story short, she went down to Florida. She turned herself in. She stayed 2 days in jail. Wow. And she found out later on that she was a victim of identity theft.
Wow.
Now, to add insult to injury, she had to get a lawyer. So that was about $7,000 out of her pocket.
Wow.
For immediate assistance.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things, and this is only one story. There are millions of stories of people's identity being, taken, stolen, used. Another story is a friend of mine, her daughter, her twin girls, just turned 18, and she's a school teacher. When her daughters turned 18, they was getting ready to go to college. She found one daughter had 3 homes in her name in 3 different states.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, they told her, if you did not have our identity theft product, then it would have cost you upwards of $150,000.
Wow.
To deal with all 3 attorneys in all 3 different states.
Wow.
But because she had Legal Shield or identity theft protection, it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
So she was able to maneuver that because we cover you in all 50 states.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 I would love to share with you.
Yeah.
And
well said, Darrell. That's compelling. That's compelling for people to reach out and find out, set up a consultation. You guys can sit down and talk about it. I know our listeners love to hear these types of stories, and for the good that could come out of it is ultimately being protected, being in that proactive state as we were talking about.
Right.
It's all about being proactive, and that's what we want to help you do. So reach out to our hotline if you're interested, and you can either text or call 813-670-7372. Take action, and we'll put you right in touch with Darrell Walker as well. If you need anything on the insurance side, of course, Doug Levi is still here in studio as well. We can have him reach right out to you. 813-670-7372. Call or text our hotline number, 813-670-7372. Also, submit a form at consumerqb.com. There's an email form right on our website at consumerqb.com. And we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, feel good story about our Chick-fil-A employees that rescue a family from storm right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
This is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember.
Ask Anthony about Florida law.
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace as your consumer advocate. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate-based program here, over 7 years now on air. And we have expert contributors, Doug Levi in studio, Darrell Walker as well here, helping you understand more about your insurance products, the different types of insurance. We're going to dive deeper into that with Doug Levi. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about costs as well and how it works for employers as well with the Legal Shield associate in studio, Darrell Walker, coming up here on the show. I want to give a big shout out to our friends at Golf Cart Depot, golfcartdepot.com. You can find them online at golfcartdepot.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Talk to Marty. Marty's the owner, super cool guy. New and used golf carts available, huge inventory, and whether you're using it for personal or commercial use, and a lot of times it's both. Believe me, we were out yesterday door knocking, getting out there doing the real estate door knocking. We had 4 of our associates with us, and we were door knocking. So there's my beautiful Keller Williams red golf cart, and we were door knocking around our community and making some connections in the community, getting out there and doing the what do you call it, like guerrilla style marketing, right? Just door to door, talking about a lot that we had for sale. I got a vacant lot right next to our property for sale on Lake Tarpon. So they got Easy Go, Star, City Car, and all types of great inventory available at Golf Cart Depot of Florida. Check them out at golfcartdepot.com, and they are in Land O'Lakes and also Clearwater location, right off of US 19 in Clearwater and also in Land O'Lakes. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, a couple of hot listings. We got 4653 Darlington Road in Holiday. This is a great opportunity, great investment opportunity as well. Beautiful property here, perfect for a rental, maybe a first-time buyer type program. 4653 Darlington Road in Holiday. Owners motivated, and it is a great opportunity to own property here in Tampa Bay. Also, 5604 Puritan Road in Tampa. Now, check out this. This is another vacant lot right on the Hillsborough River. Check out this property. You can either build a nice home like you've got a couple doors down there, or this is fronting street frontage on 56th Street. You could build a nice strip mall there, maybe put some type of a jet ski rental or something on the back to take advantage of the water, kayak rental, one of those types of things. But a great opportunity. The price is $115,000 for a waterfront lot on the Hillsborough River in Tampa, Florida. Check it out online, PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, Doug Levi is in the house. InsuranceSideHustling.com. Also, his TampaBayInsurance.com is his other URL. So, Doug, what else? We talk a lot about property casualty, flood insurance on the show.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of different types of insurance as well, right?
Yeah, a lot going on in the industry right now. Always like to bring current events, though, and
Yes.
it seems like we're in the news, sometimes good, sometimes not good. Probably the biggest thing we're seeing right now is there's talks of several carriers being downgraded. I don't know if you've seen this on the real estate side yet, but again, people that follow the news closely here in Tampa Bay Times picked it up. It's been News Channel 8, Bay News 9, all that. So here's what's going on. There are some carriers in the state that recently went out of business. We mentioned that a few months ago. Florida especially went out of business, had 90,000 homes it insured, out of business. Windhaven Insurance just went out of business. That was more on the auto insurance side. They were kind of a more of an auto insurance carrier that focused on real low limits and certain things, but they just went out of business. And the main rating agency that's out there's a company called Demotech that gives insurance companies their financial rating. And not to bore people, but this is so important because if the insurance company doesn't have a financial rating, a mortgage will not accept it. All right. Now we're hitting home, right? Because of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and the requirements they have, right? And it's all to protect the consumer. Makes sense. So, there's rumblings that there's going to be some pretty serious downgrades. And a lot of it they're talking is due to hurricanes. We've had Hurricane Irma, we've had Hurricane Michael, and now things are starting to catch up with the carriers. There's legal costs that have been borne as a result of a lot of claims. And we talked on previous shows about assignment of benefits. So all these things are starting to add up. Some carriers have fared better than others. So, it's just, to me, not scaring anyone out there. It's just always important, monitoring, have a good relationship with your agent. Feel free to call us if you've got questions. There's different carriers. Now, I'm not going to mention any carriers, first of all, but if there's carriers' names that have been thrown around the news a little bit, you can always, again, reach out to us, and we'll just kind of look at the marketplace that's going on out there. We represent over 18 companies. We feel we've got a good product portfolio, but it's important for people to be aware of these things that are going on. And it definitely could be, some of these carriers, if you're with a carrier, this name's kind of being thrown around in the news, you may want to look to switch now,
right,
before the other shoe drops, if you will. And then the state comes in and takes over, and it can just be a mess from there. So, again, I share with people, Florida, the marketplace for insurance, it's dynamic. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You want an agent and an agency that's proactive, that has their ear in the news. We have these things that we do in our agency to make sure we're looking and taking care of people. But so that's probably the biggest one going on right now.
Yeah, that's interesting, Doug. We're talking with Doug Levi here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out at our off-air number is 813-670-7372. Any questions you have relating to that, 813-670-7372. You can also text that line as well. Now, Doug, you had mentioned some of those companies go out of business. So when they go out of business, what's the net effect of that?
Yeah. So kind of break it down here, and it's good in this sense. So the state of Florida has what's known as a guarantee fund, and basically all carriers pay a little bit of money into that. It all comes from our premiums, right? So we're all kind of paying into that. And the whole concept is if a carrier goes out of business, that there's a pot of money to help those people that may have claims pending.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yes.
This happened a lot in the early 2000s with Poe Insurance. That's a pretty big name in Tampa. I think his name was William Poe. He used to be the former mayor. Way back. And he started some insurance carriers. He started Atlantic Preferred and Poe Insurance, and there were a few, and they wound up going out of business because they had a ton of properties insured down in South Florida. So long story short, again, if that happens in that scenario, basically the state steps in to pay those claims, right?
Wow.
So there's a backstop, right? That's a good thing. But again, insurance is hard enough as it is, and then you add another layer of complexity like the state and bureaucracy. Not the place you want to be. You know, so it's important, again, just the message to our consumers is, you want to ask questions to your agent about, well, who is this carrier? What is their financial stability? How much money do they have in the bank? How long have they been in business? Why are you recommending them to me?
Right.
Unfortunately, and we see it all the time, everyone wants the least expensive thing. I get that. I don't like paying more than I need to for anything. But we will absolutely, at our agency, we'll make recommendations. We'll show you. We'll run all 18 and say, okay, here's the different carriers. You may consider carrier A over carrier B, even if carrier A is a little bit more expensive. Maybe carrier A has got a better financial backing. Maybe they've been around a little bit longer. They can show they've weathered some of the storms. And so each family's got to make their own decision. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I get that. But, you're starting to see a little bit of a culling of the herd. I think what's going to happen, and this also, again, was just in the Tampa Bay Times last week, Anchor Insurance was one of these carriers that was in some trouble. They just got bought out by Homeowners Choice. So I think what you're also going to see is some consolidation in the marketplace. I think you're going to see, which again is probably a good thing, that, as opposed to these carriers kind of trying to fight tooth and nail with the state and go through, financial remediation. The state has protocols to put you on, this, that, and the other, that you're probably going to see some of the larger carriers swallow up some of the bigger ones.
Right.
This is kind of business 101, right? So, but that never a dull moment here for sure in Florida. So feel free, consumers can reach out. You've already given the number. You can text. You can check our website out, tampabayinsurance.com. We're always happy to just kind of give you a second opinion, look at where you're at, and see if we can put you in a better spot.
Yeah, good stuff there. Doug Levi, tampabayinsurance.com. I actually had a scenario decades ago, man, probably 15, 20 years ago, where I got hit by a drunk driver, and it was kind of ridiculous. He tried to turn in front of me, almost like a head-on angled type thing. But come to find out, it was like his third or fourth DUI. And I said, well, how does that happen? They have forced, they force certain insurance to take those types of people.
Absolutely.
So you wonder how that happens, right?
Exactly.
How's he still on the road? Well, they
again,
forced him.
just like, Darrell talking, insurance touches so many areas of our lives. And there's probably a lot of listeners out there that can relate to, hey, I was in a car accident and here's what happened, good or bad, or had a claim on my home. And so we're really big on walking people through, holding your hand through the whole process and making sure you're getting taken care of, because it's challenging for the best of us.
Yeah.
So
I would say get a review right now as well.
Absolutely.
It's a great time of year to get a review. Things are starting to change.
Yep.
Text review. If you're like information on that, text the word review to 813-670-7372. You can get an insurance review. Doug Levi and his team, he's got a great team over there as well. Kayla, the team, they're awesome to work with. They're going to make sure that you're paying what you should be paying for, and you're paying the right amount of money for it. And you might want to look at the deductibles. Sometimes you change that, play that game. But if you want an insurance review, just text review to 813-670-7372. All right, more from Doug coming up in our lightning round, and up next as well, Darrell Walker. We got some parting words from Darrell Walker coming up here, as well as our feel-good story of the day. Chick-fil-A employees rescue family from storm. Find out about that. We got our lightning round coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Ian Beck.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it's Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember
Ask me about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that movie because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're recruiting agents right now as well. We're looking for 2 or 3 good, solid agents that want to join our team, take advantage of our radio and TV show model, and be introduced to our marketing strategies that we have. And of course, the plethora of information we have and training and programs available through Keller Williams as well. So the #1 real estate company in the world, and we're a top 1% team in the Tampa Bay area. We want to help you with your real estate career. So reach out. We'd love to talk to you here at the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. All right, this segment's brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard. Awesome hotel partner. We love spending time over at the beach. Treasure Island, Florida, one of the best cities in the United States, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. They've got Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant, 2 pools on site. They've got event space as well if you're planning a wedding or a business trip. Lots to offer there at the Bilmar Beach Resort. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, every day we're going to tell you something good in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
Okay, so this is our Chick-fil-A story about employees that rescue a family from storm. According to the Post by Lauren Langley, 2 Chick-fil-A employees rescued her sons from their car in the middle of a heavy storm and offered them shelter in the restaurant. And this is what she wrote. Wow, I have to share this story because it was literally the most scary minutes of my entire 33 years. And I've also have to give credit where credit is due. The boys and I went to Walmart to grab a few things before the storm hits. When we left the Walmart, it wasn't storming or raining or even windy. We went across to the Chick-fil-A drive-thru to get some lunch and ice cream. We started to order the heaviest wind, darkest clouds, and the heaviest rain I've ever seen came out of nowhere, and very fast too. I stopped mid-order, rolled my window up, and pulled over in the parking lot. By that time, my car was literally shaking from side to side. I couldn't see out the window. There was lots of lightning strikes hitting the ground around us. Trees were bending completely around, and the boys were screaming, and I was, for the first time as a mother, I felt completely clueless and helpless, and so I didn't know what to do. So as I didn't know what was going to happen next, whether to serve just to severe straight line winds or an actual tornado, which didn't. But then 2 Chick-fil-A employees ran up to the window and told us to get inside after the worst of the storm passed. We came out and they were asked if we wanted to order. What an amazing customer service and genuine care for all employees. From them running to the car to get us and taking shelter, giving us towels and our lunch on them. I already thought Chick-fil-A was the best, but they exceeded the best service today. I'm so thankful. And my boys say that tornado story they have to remember as an experience. So good awesome stuff. Story right there. Feel good story of the day.
You don't see that from McDonald's necessarily.
Right, exactly.
Not throwing anybody in the bus.
Yeah, you never
shout
know.
out to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A
always,
they're always showing up in the feel good stories.
Great culture.
All right, so I'm going to go back to Darrell Walker here. We got Doug Levi in studio as well, Strategic Insurance. Darrell Walker, legal Shield associate. Wanted to ask you, with what we talked about before, and then it's also available for employers. So you can go into employers, do kind of like a lunch and learn, and educate the employees about this product.
Yes, we definitely can. We go in and we do what's called a employee benefit plan. It's called B2B, business to business, and we go and we offer this service. It's a little bit less, because if we can get a group of people that select the service, right, then we can give them a better price. And it can be either through employee deduction, or it can be paid by the employer or the employee themselves. Right. They don't have to go through their company. But if we get a group price, we can get a better price. Nice. So we also offer police firefighter plans, just any business that's out there. But one of the things that I'd like to tell you about is really quick is to tell you that we also offer employees benefits where they can come in and work for our company. You know, it's not really a benefit. It's a 1099. So you can come in and you can start your own business, and we provide training, we provide leadership. Doug said, you're in business for yourself but not by yourself. Yeah. And that's one of the things that we love to do.
I like that. And we're talking about Legal Shield as well. They've got the gun supplement that you can add as well. And the cost is what, $24.95?
It's $24.95 for the family plan, the family legal plan, and then it's $24.95 for the identity theft plan. If you have a family, and it's $9.95 for a single person.
Nice.
If you don't have a family.
Right. Yeah, I love the idea of being protected. Something we always talk about here, being proactive on the Consumer Quarterback Show. It's something that you could do for your family, and especially if you're a concealed permit holder. If you pull out the gun in a situation where you have to, you're in fear for your life and you're protecting your family, your assets. There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens after that incident. They're going to be arrested and detained most likely. So this will help you through that program. You have instant access to an attorney who's already kind of been briefed on your scenario. So good stuff there. So Doug Levi in studio, Darrell Walker as well. We're going to jump into our lightning round here.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom, Mr. Doug Levi.
Know what you have. Look at your policies from the insurance perspective. There's a lot of people that they don't know what they have. They don't even know what they're paying. They can't tell you who the carrier is, and it's important. So reach out for a protection review. We'd love to be your insurance quarterback, and help manage the world out there of insurance. Make sure you're getting the best rate and best coverage, and plugging you into a system that you can feel good is going to do that for you year after year. So protection review, yeah.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Doug Levi, strategicinsurance.com. All right, Darrell Walker, give us some top tips, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom, sir.
Well, top tips is, what is your alternative? Our legal plan is $24.95, which boils down to 80 cents a day. Our identity theft plan for a family is $24.95, which boils down to 80 cents a day. If you're a single person, it's $9.95, which boils down to 33 cents a day. So what's your excuse for not protecting your family?
Absolutely. Yep. Good stuff there. All right. So today I want to talk about, in our lightning round, I want to talk about the goal setting that people have. A lot of times we're setting goals. We're looking to calculate. For example, some people will say, "Hey, I want to make $100,000 this year. That's my goal." Right. So let's break that down. Let's take incremental steps backwards and break that down. So if you want to make $100,000, you're going to divide that by 2,000 working hours in a year. So 100,000 divided by 2,000 equals $50 per hour. So your $50 hourly rate, what are you doing on the hour every hour for that 8 or 10 hours of workday? And you got to focus on what they call your vital few, what Pareto principle defines as your vital few. Those key actions that you're going to take, those key tasks that you complete every day, that's going to lead to the majority of your success. And if you're in sales, a lot of times that's prospecting, whether you're door knocking, as we talked about, making sales calls. There's lots of ways. Of course, you got marketing, and then you got sales. So there's different ways that you're going to be marketing and making things happen. And also you want to make sure you're eliminating time wasters. How many times have you been scrolling on Facebook and you're just like, wow, 15 minutes just went by and I haven't accomplished anything, right? And we've all been there before. But, so focus on your goals, focus on, that key hourly, what is your hourly rate that you're projecting here? And by the way, if you've got something that you're doing that's not necessarily a $50 per hour function, outsource that. Get that over to a virtual assistant. Hire an assistant. Bring someone in your office. Think smart. And then if also in sales, follow up with your previous clients. I think that's one of the biggest, most overlooked areas in business and sales. And it's something that we talk about a lot at Keller Williams, is having quality conversations with people that matter. And a lot of times it's previous customers that you've done business with. So follow up, make sure to follow up. And that's how you calculate your hourly earnings based on your goals. So lightning tips from the Consumer Quarterback Show here. Let's do another round. We got Doug Levi in the house. He's a plethora of knowledge around insurance and different products, business insurance, property casualty, homeowners, flood insurance as well. Give us another tip, Doug.
I'll give you one again on the professional development side. When you're hitting so many good things, is give to receive. There's a concept, givers gain. You give and you add value to people. You help serve, and it's amazing how that comes back. The Bible talks about reap what you sow.
Yes,
it's such a time-honored principle, regardless of any person of faith or not. And so you always encourage random acts of kindness, Brandon, at the end of the show too. It's looking for those opportunities to really give and serve, and
that's right.
It's amazing how it comes back.
I like that. Excellent stuff. Darrell Walker, got another tip for us?
Yeah, I do. One of the things that I'd like to leave you with is, you never know what's in tomorrow or the next day. So plan for the future. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and have multiple streams of income coming in.
I like that idea. It's multiple streams of income, diversifying what you're doing. At the same time, focusing yet on what matters to you. You know what matters most, and what you're good at. Doing some self-awareness, understanding some self-analysis. Like, what am I good at? What are my key special traits? What do I bring to the table from a business perspective? You want to find out, what are those? And there's different programs for that. Tony Robbins has one on his website. Yes. It's free. We've got one at Keller Williams that we use. I've heard it called like a QSP. Different types of intake forms where you see, maybe I'm more of an analyst. I'm more of that underwriter type. I like to dig into the details, or maybe I'm the opposite of that. I hate details. I'm a salesperson. I'm out in the field. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So, those are the things you want to find out and do some of that soul searching as well. Find out, because if you set yourself up to fail, most likely you're going to be fighting an uphill battle, right? But if you align yourself into a position that's going to make it easier for you, something that you can easily get into flow state is what Robbins talks about as well. Something that aligns with what you feel strongly about and what you're good at, right? So focus on those types of things, and the power of focus is one of the biggest things as well in business is, because what you're focused on and where your focus goes, your energy flows. So that's something that you're going to be as well, constantly fighting as an entrepreneur, because there's so many opportunities. People are, hey, if I introduce you to this, would you be interested? Well, key is to make sure you're balancing everything, focusing on what matters to you and what your goals are. Hey, another great show. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance, Darrell Walker, Legal Shield Associate. And thanks to our team out there, listeners and our viewers on the show. And we always want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up some food, volunteering, giving some blood, swinging a hammer for Habitat for Humanity. Lots of things that you can do to be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out consumerqb.com. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and the Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.